guys, welcome to our podcast. I am Norwood, and with me is Brad. How you doing, Brad?
You forgot the senpai, so therefore I am not doing okay at all.
Hey, well, have I ever actually called you senpai?
No, but that is the name of the stream, so
Am I ever actually going to call you that?
probably not, but I'm still disappointed.
Well, there you go. You're gonna have to live to be disappointed,
I,
unfortunately.
I went through all this work to create a character for this, and you just destroy it in 2 seconds.
You know me. How long have you known me? How many years?
Oh, dear God. Don't ask me this question. I
Did
feel
you
like a
honestly think
wife
I would go
asking me
along with
about an
it?
anniversary. I
Yeah,
don't know.
yeah. Did you honestly think I would ever go along with it?
Nope, nope, I did not.
So, there you go. I'm just living
Well,
up
you
to your
got a point.
expectations.
Oh, yeah, yeah, that's true. You very much are.
Yeah. Alright, but anyways, today on this week's Anime Dojo, Senpai Dojo Thangamajig podcast, we're talking about One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1, and the My Hero Academia movie, Two Heroes.
And I am very excited to talk about both of these topics because they are both near and dear to both of our hearts.
Yeah, so some would say that they're both the anime superhero movie genre might be better than the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
Um, I will agree with this, but that's because I'm a bigger fan of
Yeah,
anime than I am comic book film heroes, except for Deadpool. Deadpool is my spirit animal.
right. I would disagree that it's better than the Marvel. I think One Punch Man might be better than majority of Marvel movies, for sure. My Hero Academia is great. I love it. I'm definitely enjoying the anime, but compared to Avengers Endgame, I'm definitely more hyped for that than I was to see this movie.
Uh, yeah, you got a point.
But anyways, you want to go ahead and just jump into One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1?
Yep, sounds good to me.
All right. First off, before we actually get into any spoilers, because I can't foresee us really talking about anything in this podcast without doing spoilers for majority of it. What did you think of the One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1? Just like a general, like it, hate it, want to wait until the full season's out to binge it? What did you feel about it?
I liked it. I guess I'm just
Hmm.
curious to see what they're going to do with it, I suppose.
I hear you.
Because it caught a lot of flack for its visuals, and I will say the visuals are different, but they're not bad.
Yeah, I didn't like the visuals as much as I like Season 1 because it really fit the style of the show, and it's always weird when a different art style comes out for like a different anime, especially like when it's already like a hyped, high profile anime, and then all of a sudden it changes studios.
Mm,
Like they definitely tried to make it, I think, not as noticeable transition because they tried to keep it the same art style that Madhouse did, but I don't think it could really live up to it for
well,
the most
I feel
part.
like they tried to keep some of the
Mhm.
art style, but they also kind of put their own spin on it as well
Yeah,
because of the like and this is what really threw me off was how CGI'd the animation was in some parts as well.
yeah, but I will say this episode for it to be One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1 didn't really feel like an episode that was about One Punch Man, Saitama. It was more of like a king episode, and
It
he's a new
was,
character.
which then again, I'm glad they kind of fleshed out his character a little bit because
Mm.
we really didn't get to see a whole lot of him in the first season. But what we did see was actually we really didn't even get to see that much because we didn't
I
get to
I
see him do anything.
no, I think he was there for like either the episode 11 or episode 12, something like that, of season 1, where he was just there at the heroes S class table.
Yeah, and he was there
But
for the fight too, but he didn't do anything. He just stood there. I was like, "No, you guys got this," and then left basically.
No, and then it kind of goes into detail of why he didn't do anything. So
Yeah,
I guess we're
it
gonna,
really did. So that's why, like, I guess I'm glad that we got some backstory on him, but at the same
yeah,
time, we also didn't. I guess, like,
yeah. But his backstory definitely is connected to Saitama. So,
oh, it was very connected, like more than what you'd think.
oh yeah. So I guess we can go ahead and from there just go ahead and jump into spoilers
Yeah,
because I don't
that
think
we
there's
can.
anything else we can really say about that
No, so
without like,
spoiler alert right here, just for if you haven't seen it, go watch it, come back, listen to this, or if you're watching this live, then go watch it on YouTube. It will be posted next Thursday.
yeah. So all right. Um, so with King, it kind of ended up alluding to they call him the strongest hero. He was like S class number 7, and there's like a lot of hype about, oh, what can he do? He's the strongest man and all this stuff. And come to find out, he got all his notoriety by basically show being there when a monster attack happens, because for some reason they always like appear around him, and someone else always ends up destroying the monster for him, who it
Yeah,
turns out to be Saitama.
yeah, and that was the thing. Like he took credit for most of Saitama's stuff.
Yeah, and I guess that kind of ends up helping Saitama's character background because it was like he's this Saitama's like a super OP character. How come he's like not more famous? And it turns out it's because King inadvertently or advertently was taking credit for all of Saitama's fights.
Yeah, because he just so happened to be there, whereas Saitama was just like one punch, done, leaving, and King stayed there,
Yeah,
most likely out of fear because he was too shocked to actually do anything.
yeah. King definitely has like a bladder control problem
Oh yeah,
when
very,
he gets
very
scared.
much.
Yeah. So, but it kind of like showed some depth too when like Saitama was like confronting him and like why he was running away from like fights and stuff because like he was supposed to be like this strong hero. He kind of like questioned him like, are you just so strong that you're just bored of like regular fights, like they don't do anything for you? So it's kind of like Saitama thought, oh, he's like me, he's just strong and bored for the
Mm,
most part. But then it turns out, no, he's just lazy and he's
yeah,
not a hero.
he's just a gamer who just, or he was, he really was an otaku, and he was just,
Yeah,
yeah, this ain't for me.
yeah. So,
But
and then
overall, it.
Saitama,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, it didn't look like towards the end of it, Saitama was kind of like inspiring him to actually be a hero. Like, hey, if you got all this notoriety now, like, what, and you're like afraid of coming out and telling people you're not a hero, why don't you just become one?
Yeah, and I feel like if they actually do something with that, then that would be fantastic because they really didn't set up any future events, but even some character growth. Like I'm a sucker for character development. So if this leads to something, then I will be very happy about that.
Yeah, I haven't really read much of the One Punch Man manga just because this is like one of those where it's like I really just want to watch the anime, and I've been hyped for it for ever since One Punch Man season 1 dropped. So I'm really glad that season two's back, and I can't really wait for like to see how like characters go because it's one of those shows where it's actually like handling a very OP character pretty well and has an interesting story.
Yeah, they do a really good job of handling a really OP character, probably the best way you could really hope to handle one, I guess.
Yeah, and I like another comparison, which is something that we're actually going to be talking about here in a minute. It's kind of like they're handling him by like having him like bored with being a hero because he can just destroy everything in one punch. And like another like version of that is My Hero Academia, which is All Might, who's like originally was like so overpowered that one of his drawbacks from a character, he later gets like a time limit, like how long he can actually use his power, which is another way to like I think a good way to handle an overpowered character.
It is like give them limitations or like actually make them show depth instead of just being all power and that's it.
Hmm.
Sword art.
Yeah, screw that show.
No, I like it. Season 3 was fantastic, but that's off topic.
There we go. All right, I think that's all we can really talk about One Punch Man season two, episode one, because it was just one episode, so
Yeah, it
we
was.
might do.
So it's more or less like a preview, and we can discuss it more as the season goes along, especially if something notable comes
Yeah,
along.
we might be able to do like one of those things, like once the season two's over, we can do like a recap, of, like
Yeah,
season two.
like do a full review on it for future.
Yeah,
So tune in for that in like 11 weeks or however long they're going to run this season. I'm assuming it's
yeah,
just going to be a core, but one
yeah.
cannot be
Depending
certain
on
on that.
yeah, one of those things, depending on whether or not they take like a week or two off, schedule-wise or whatever.
I feel like they wouldn't do it as long as it's one core, but if they run it longer than a core, then they very well might.
Yeah, that's true. And I don't think any like big Japanese holidays are coming up, but I could be wrong.
I think Golden Week is coming up sometime in the near future, but I'm still not
Uh,
100% certain on that.
yeah. But either way, I guess that moves us on to the next part, My Hero Academia. Two heroes.
Who would have thought?
How? But yeah, what'd you think about it? Did you like it? Did
I
you hate it?
I really
Did you
liked it.
despise it?
It No, definitely didn't despise it. It was your stereotypical shonen anime film,
Yeah.
but I can't complain about it because I'm a sucker for shonen anime films. Like DBZ is my life, and I really enjoy My Hero, so it checked all the boxes for me.
Yeah, I hear that. It was definitely a shonen movie. To compare it, I don't think it was better than any of the seasons of My Hero by any means.
No, no,
It's,
it definitely wasn't, but
yeah,
it did a good job for filler, I guess.
yeah, it was down with that. If you're just wanting to like watch more of My Hero and you're waiting for the next season to come out, and you're like, I really just want to see like some crazy like punches and explosions, watch the movie. I think you'll enjoy it. You'll get a kick out of it. Literally, a kick out of it.
Quite literally.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it wasn't. It's not the best, but it did a really good job of storytelling and introducing some new characters and some more background on characters like All Might and whatnot. So
Yeah. So, I think this is also one of those movies where probably not a lot we could talk about besides spoilers because if you watch My Hero, it's gonna be the same cast of characters for like the main characters, and then I think all the voice actors and stuff like reprised their roles, so there wasn't anything crazy.
yeah, you just got introduced to a couple of new characters, but if you've seen all the way through season 3, then you saw the episode where All Might gets the invitation to go to the expo.
Hmm. They
So
they did tie it in with that.
yeah, so this just
Ah,
basically carries on with that in a sense.
yeah. And if it's been a minute since you watched My Hero, they do like a cool little like recap at the beginning of the movie to kind of like catch you up kind of to speed. I don't really recommend it to anybody who's not seen any My Hero, especially the first two seasons, maybe the third season too, because otherwise it's just gonna be you're at a loss. But they kind of recap you a little bit. They tell you about All Might and Midoriya and all that stuff. So
Now you get a really quick introduction and backstory, but I'd at least say season 1. I'm not 100% certain about season 2, except for the dealings with All for One. So yeah, first 2 seasons for sure.
oh yeah,
And
and
so,
with
did you did you really enjoy the sound design and everything for the film?
I thought it was a little off-putting, a little bit. Like it almost seemed like too loud at points, to where like it was actually hard to hear characters speaking. What about you?
Yeah, they kind of went over the top, especially with the explosions and everything. But again, shonen, it is definitely to be expected.
Yeah, not gonna lie, about 15 minutes into the movie, I just turned on subtitles and I was watching it in dub. So it was going in English and I just was like, I can't really hear what they're saying. Like I'm getting like bits and pieces, so I turned on subtitles.
See, I turned on subtitles, but that was solely for my note-taking purposes. It really
Hmm.
wasn't
Yeah,
so much for, I guess, hearing purposes, but there was some points where I was like, wait, what? Come again?
right.
But overall, it wasn't that big of an issue for me. But visuals, it fit the same style as the show. I'm guessing the artists and designers reprised their roles. It was done by the same studio, Studio Bones. They do a great job with the anime and the film as well. So
Hmm.
I was very pleased with it.
Yeah. And it's the first time I've watched the like a dub for My Hero since like I think the first season. And All Might's voice is just it fits in perfectly.
Oh, it really does.
Like
Chris Sabat does
yes,
such a phenomenal
yeah,
job with
yeah,
All Might. It's wonderful.
sub and dub both voice actors I think do great for All Might, so it's very fitting.
Fun fact of All Might's voice actor in Japanese, do you know what else he does?
He does Thor for the Marvel movies.
That he does, and it's
Yeah,
wonderful to listen to it after you know that.
yeah, that part's pretty cool.
Then, shall we get into the story of the film?
Yes, the film starts off with All Might and Midoriya going to this crazy moving boat ship island science place.
It was a giant floating island, and it was glorious.
Yes.
Watching Midoriya
Yes.
nerd out about it was absolutely wonderful.
Yeah, he's if you like him doing the quirky pun, um, nerding out about stuff, he does it quite a bit in this movie. So if you don't like it, you can skip it, I guess.
Yeah, skip the second scene, but you did skip over the flashback scene at the beginning, so you can kind of see All Might's early days.
Yeah, which that was pretty cool. Seeing him a young All Might in the U.S. meeting his partner Dave, right?
Yeah, it was David Shield.
Yeah, and how they kind of like it does like a lot of backstory for All Might. Not really how he got his quirk or anything like that, but like basically when he goes to the U.S. for training and
Yeah, because
kind of
apparently
fits.
UA does like overseas, like international exchange
Mhm.
thing, so it was really cool to get to be able to see that and see that All Might did it and kind of, I guess, in a sense, give us an idea of what or where the show could potentially go in the future.
Yeah, they might do like another movie of like a backstory with All Might, or they might do like a filler arc or something. I could see them
Well,
doing that.
there is a second um, film in the works that has been
Oh,
confirmed.
okay. They might do
So
something like that.
who knows what we could do, but I would like All Might origin story, like seeing him before he got his quirk and how the lady or his mentor before him, I guess, trained
Yeah,
him to be who he is today.
yeah. I'm sure they'll do it. If they don't do it like as like main plot in the anime, because I'm fully caught up in the manga, they haven't really done anything like that yet. But if they don't do it there, I could definitely see them doing another movie or like a filler arc
I
or
need to
something
read
like
the
that to
manga
flesh
for
that
that
out.
because I'm sure it would be great.
It's really good. About 5 chapters ago, some crazy shit definitely went down, so it's getting really good.
Ooh, I am intrigued.
Yeah, not gonna spoil that here. So,
Yeah, don't do that because I I definitely want to either read it or wait for the show to get caught up to it.
yeah. Uh, but anyways, so they go to the island. Um, All Might got invited, yada yada, that happened in the anime. You actually get to see it happen. He brings Midoriya with him. They show up. They're like, All Might gets sworn for fans because, All Might. Then he gets to meet Dave, and Dave has a niece, Melissa, or daughter, Melissa, who calls All Might Uncle All Might.
And it's like she's probably my favorite character from the film, outside of All Might and Midoriya. But especially for a new character being introduced, she is fantastic.
Yeah, she actually has like a role in the movie and actually has like some, I guess you could say a little bit of character development.
She does. She has just enough, especially with the stuff with her father and whatnot, to where I really want to see her come into the show, especially
Mm.
for like her interactions with Midoriya and whatnot. I think it would be fantastic to see her actually come back and start making gear for Midoriya and maybe even the rest of the class too, but at least Midoriya because I really enjoyed their interactions.
I think they're gonna wait because it might make him a little too overpowered, at least with the pace of the show right now. Because
Maybe.
so far she's not in the manga, and the manga's pretty far ahead of the show. She hasn't showed up
Oh,
yet.
I see.
So if she does, it might be later on, but I think because in the movie, of course, Midori ends up getting a gauntlet which can hold like 100% of his power into one, like as a punch without breaking his arm. So, because like right now he's only going at like what, like
10%?
10%?
Mm,
Yeah. So yeah, Midoriya gets a little over OP in the movie, which is I think pretty cool to see.
but only for 3 hits. That's all the gauntlet can stand up to.
Yeah, which makes sense if you see what he's breaking.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely necessary for sure. I wouldn't want to try to
Yeah.
punch any of those things.
No. But anyways, for some reason his entire class also shows up on the island because, the plot demands it.
It really does. Later on in the film,
Yeah,
it all makes sense why they'd all be there.
yeah. But it's also like they show up and none of them just happen to not tell Midoriya at all, even though the entire class is there, even though you don't see half of the class, except for like, the camera will like cut away to like them in like a hotel room. They're sitting there watching TV. It's just like, oh yeah, they're here too,
Yeah, but
which is weird.
but it's also like he didn't tell any of them that he was going either.
Yeah, I guess that kind of makes sense. But like, I don't know, that was like a weird like plot hole for me, but
Hmm.
it's fine.
It was. I mean, it didn't really need to be explained, I guess, but it
Yeah.
definitely was a plot hole.
But anyways, so yeah, they go to reception, all hang out. Midoriya gets that gauntlet. Villains show up, trap all the heroes except for the students in there taking hostages. They take Dave and his assistant up to the top floor of this control tower that like controls all the like automated systems for the entire island. They go up there and then, plot reasons, students gotta rescue the heroes. So
Because,
very
of
shonen.
course, yeah,
Yeah.
very shonen, but also very My Hero in that students do everything, teachers do nothing,
Mm.
or adults do nothing.
Yeah. So for the most part, it's just a bunch of crazy fights, different students get split off, and then eventually Midoriya and Melissa end up making it up to the top of the tower. And that's when you've come to find out that Dave was actually the one that was masterminding this whole thing because he wanted to get one of his secret projects back, which is a thing that will actually enhance a quirk back, and he was trying to do it to heal All Might. Because, in the anime, his quirk's going away, but it's also because he gave his quirk to Midoriya.
And has absolutely nothing to do with him just legitimately losing his power. But Dave doesn't know this because even though he and All Might are best friends, All Might will not tell him about One for All
Yeah,
because he believes any time that you, like, if you tell someone about it, bad things happen.
Yeah, which kind of makes sense, but majority of this movie probably could have been solved by characters just talking to each other.
Yeah, like if he had told him, then none of this ever would have happened. He never would have tried
Yeah,
to create the device that just amplifies your quirk a lot.
right. But anyways, uh, some explosions happen. All Might shows up, saves the day until it turns out that the main villain ends up using that quirk enhancing device to use it on himself. He also apparently got some multiple quirks from All for One because he's behind it to screw with All Might to get Dave to be corrupted or something like that, and then get a pretty badass fight scene. So it's
It was
pretty
a
dope from there.
it was a really excellent fight scene. I mean, again, stereotypical shonen fight scene, but boy
Oh
oh
yeah,
boy was it a lot of fun, especially to see Midoriya and All Might work together.
it was very reminiscent of the Dragon Ball Z Cell arc with the father-son Kamehameha against Cell.
It really was. And I guess
Yeah,
it's only fitting that Vegeta's voice actor is All Might's voice actor because
yeah,
it makes a lot of sense.
yeah. Vegeta's also there for that fight. But anyways, that basically brings it to the end of the movie because after that, then they stop the villain. The device is gone. Dave gets arrested and also hospitalized because this movie surprisingly had blood in it.
It did. Like
Did
there
that cut
was
you off guard?
it did. I wasn't expecting death because especially whenever films get imported into the
Mhm.
US, it has to get censored on a lot of things, and that could be an entire podcast episode for something else.
Yeah,
But
that'd be cool. But yeah, it
yeah,
was
like I
weird
was
seeing that.
surprised for sure.
Yeah,
But it was
but
definitely intriguing to see all that. I guess just see how the film dealt with it and
yeah,
just
it was
overall like watch the kids and how because I will say that one part at the end where after they had defeated the villain and you see Bakugo just smile a little bit and then Todoroki says something to him and he's like, "Shut up."
yeah, it's definitely cool to see all the character development that's still going on. But yeah, pretty good film. If you like shonen, go for it. If you don't like shonen, it's not the movie for you.
Most definitely not. But I definitely would watch it again. It was for sure a it was a good film, and if I'm ever in the mood, I would definitely rewatch it. I'd probably give it a 7 out of 10, I guess.
Okay, I would probably give it like a probably like a 6 or so. I saw it once. I don't think I'm ever gonna see it again unless like I'm just like hanging out with some people and they haven't seen it and they're like, I really want to watch it and I just bought it on Blu-ray or whatever. Be like, sure, I'll watch it. I don't care. But other
Yeah,
than
it's
that, I'm not
definitely
gonna go
something I'd
out of
like
my
to
way.
watch with friends.
Yeah, that might be
Or
cool.
it would have
But
been an excellent film to see in theaters. I will say that.
I might have seen this in theaters. But
Because I
either
know I
way,
wanted to
I
go
guess
see it, and it sold out like weeks in advance, and I was so upset. Because I even took the day off for it because I don't know how many anime films that you've been to see in theaters, but man, like there's
yeah.
usually, a handful of people. With Broly, it was completely different because everybody and their mother showed up for that one for days.
Yeah.
But it surprised me because I went to get a ticket the day of, and they're like, "Sorry, we've been sold out for like 2 weeks." And I was like, "Are you kidding me? Y'all only have one showing, and this is all you're giving me?" I was so upset.
Right. Well, I guess that on that note, that's probably gonna be the end of the podcast.
It was a rather short one, but it was a rather short topic because we didn't have to go in depth with this film. But
No.
it was a good film.
Yep. So which one did you like best? One Punch Man Season 2, Episode 1, or the My Hero Academia movie?
My Hero Academia because it's only one episode of One Punch Man.
Yeah, I think with that logic, I'm gonna have to agree. Once Season 2 probably comes out as a whole, I would probably lean towards that, but I don't think that's really a fair argument.
It's really not because if you're talking about this film compared to the entire first season of One Punch Man, then we all know who wins that battle.
Yeah,
But
but
just
either way,
film to the episode, definitely the film.
yeah. But I have to say this because I need that clickbait title.
That is very true. Who would win,
Yep,
One Punch Man or All Might? Leave your answers in the chat.
there we go. Comment below, like, subscribe, hit the bell. You know the deal. I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't prepare a name that headline game show thing this week because it's just me and you. But
I
next
am
week we'll
really
probably have
upset that you did not give me this. Because I was looking forward to it. I was about to ask, like, so do we have a game this
yeah,
week? Because I really want to play because I was the only one who got it right last time.
yeah. But I don't think it's fair if there's only one person. We need at least one, maybe two more. But
But I mean,
we'll play next week.
okay, fine. You win this round.
All right, guys. I guess that's all for now.
And for next week, we are going to be reviewing Your Name, a Makoto Shinkai film that is absolutely phenomenal. I love it.
Yeah.
So I
Unless
cannot wait to
something
talk about
changes.
it. Yeah, card is subject to change depending on things that come out, things that happen, and whatnot. You know the drill. It's like a WWE event. Card is
Weird
always subject to
comparison, but
change.
sure. All right, guys. See you in the next one.
Matane.